Now, having just posted a video on leadership, I'm going to post another video on leadership, talking about how I don't like leadership now. I'm not saying that I don't like to lead, although probably I don't gravitate towards that as much as some people do, or as much as many people do even. But I think that I think this may have been more of a thing longer ago in some ways. Maybe it's just shifted. I don't know. But like there was this whole. It seemed like there was kind of a craze, or like just a lot of like material on leadership, kind of as a thing on its own. And like to me, I guess I'm kind of a practical person, and I think about wanting to get cool things done in the world. And so if it requires leadership, and then cool, let me learn about leadership in order to get cool things done. But just leadership purely as like maybe my impression of it is that the education industry around leadership is kind of like for people who are kind of like navel gazing and like I want to be cool, so I'm going to be a leader, so tell me how to be a leader. Kind of like an ego driven thing that's kind of dressed up in all this like rah rah educational content. And the reality is, we do need good leaders, and we actually need great leaders, and we need more of them, I think. And we need leaders who are not, I don't mean great in the sense of showy or flashy, but I mean great in the sense of are able to partner with God to get the things done in the world that He wants done, to make the earth more like heaven, and for His kingdom, to help His kingdom come, or whatever. So I believe great leadership is actually very much needed, and we've had like just a number of, in the last like year or two, just a number of like Christian leaders who have had scandals or stuff has come to light from their past or whatever. And if anything, I'd say it highlights the need that for really good leadership. But in the vein of yesterday's sermon at church, which my wife kind of gave me a summary of because I was in the kids ministry. It's we need to get over this like elevating people, and we need to just elevate God, and then. Sure, the people who are serving really well, we should honor them for their service, whether that's someone who does a great job, in janitorial service of the church, or whether it's someone up front preaching. Like honor, respect, like those things are all good. It's great, but let's not, let's not dress up. Let's not rename flattery or worship of man and call it honor. Like let's keep it. It goes back to the other video where I talked about I'm not amazing, God is amazing. It also goes to how we approach other people, which is you're not amazing, God's amazing. Now, let me to clarify. There is also the side of it which says you are a child of the King. You have position, authority. You're made in the image of God, who is amazing. So we can appreciate, like, the idea is just to see people the way God sees them, really. To see ourselves the way God sees us, and to not get high on our own supply, but to just, to have a grounded view of ourselves and others. And it doesn't mean that all, because some leaders fail, doesn't mean all leaders are bad, doesn't mean all leaders will fall. It doesn't mean we shouldn't have leaders. But it just means that, well, I don't know what all it means. I think one thing it means is that we need to not elevate leaders beyond what God intended. We need to probably recognize that if leaders are very powerful, that the temptations that come with that power are probably also powerful temptations. So I think, leaders are wise to be wary of that. And I don't know. You could question whether the human. It kind of makes you question whether the human psyche is up to a lot of power. Like with God, all things are possible, but it kind of feels like the eye of a needle scenario in which, with a lot of power, it becomes very difficult to remain a pure person. And I know that there are many, I'm sure there are many powerless people who are also not pure, right? So, like, it's a human, you know, a human fallen issue, right? But it does seem like it would be especially difficult if placed in a position of great power. It seems like it would be extra easy for. I guess it's kind of like anything. Whatever's in your heart, it feels like it's very easy for it to come out at that point. Whether it's something good or whether it's something bad, it's probably going to find some way to get to the surface.